Hi, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising for December 15th through the 31st, 2018. And as you know, we are coming right to the end of 2018. I will try to get readings up for the 2019 year for each individual sign, just a little overview and general energy and whatever things that are going on for each sign. I will try to get those up for the end of the year as well. If you are interested in a reading, everything is in the description, and you can find me at like Bitch in a Hurry or Bitch in a Hurry on Instagram, I should say, or bitchinahurry.com. And all my readings and all that stuff, all the ways you can get a hold of me are on the website or in the description box. So we will get started here. Let me just get one more card for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the 15th to the 31st of December 2018. Finishing up this year. It's always interesting to me to see how we end up with some of the same cards in every reading from different decks, but the same theme pervades, and I find that to be so interesting. It's like each reading has at least one or two cards that are the same, whether one deck or the other, but it's people think that tarot is not a story, but it is. It tells a story, and I just kind of am here to kind of give you my take on the story. So, Gemini, you got something on your mind. There's something like bothering you. Some kind of negative thought pattern has arisen in your life, and you're going back and forth over this negative thought pattern, trying to reconcile what's happening, and you're not getting anywhere doing it. And so what we just come to next is this Eight of Pentacles. So you've come a long way. You've worked really hard on something, and other people, like I say, the spider can only see what's right in front of him, but we can look from the outside and see all of this beautiful, intricate, amazing work that's been done. So other people are noticing that you're doing something really worthwhile. I think you're not seeing the results, and maybe that's why you're having like some negative thinking. You're thinking, geez, I don't see anything good happening out of all this. I don't even understand why do I bother? Keep bothering, because what you're doing is making a difference, and other people are seeing it. Now, the next thing we have is the Four of Pentacles, which always says to me, be super careful with your finances. They call this like the miser card, and you can see this dragon's like all huddled up and hanging out of these pentacles, but it tells me that there's something going on, and you don't want to make any rash decisions finance-wise right now. You want to keep everything kind of close to your chest. It's not the time to make big financial commitments or decisions. And why I say especially large financial commitments is the next card is the Ten of Wands, which is a very heavy burden. So I feel like there's some kind of financial commitment on the horizon for you. Maybe you want to buy a house, buy a car, go back to college, whatever it is. It's something that has a high ticket. It's a high ticket price. And I'm not saying it's not a good idea ever, but I'm saying I think in these next 2 weeks, it's not the time. It can be time to plan for that. That may be where this negative thinking is coming from, or this like, I can't make a decision thinking. You know, you've worked very hard. You want to make this decision, but you're like, I think this is not the time to make a financial decision, or especially a financial commitment. This Ten of Wands is a huge burden. And if you can see here, no one is giving her all this stuff to hold on to. She's like gone and picked this up, and now she's trying to walk with this whole like house, city chunk of ground on her back. And, you know, how far are you going to get bent over this way carrying like a whole plot of land and a house? Not very far. So I really think that's just, you don't want to pick up whatever this decision or this financial burden is. It is not the time to make it, because it could make you feel very, very burdened. And I don't think that's what you want to have going into the end of 2018 and to start out 2019 with this heavy financial burden. And that's exactly, I think, what we have going on here. The other thing I'm going to tell you, though, which is really great, is you have the Strength card, a quiet, calm strength. This is not a frenzied battle, battle strength where you're rushing in with swords to cut off the head of something that's, some dragon that's terrorizing you. This is just like I'm going to hang out in the background, but no thank you. That's that kind of strength. Like, I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I don't need anyone to give me anything or give me their input. I have this under control. That is the kind of strength you're going to need to go hand in hand with this Four of Pentacles that says, let's not make any financial decisions right now. It's also the strength you're going to need to not take on any unnecessary burdens right now. You absolutely have this strength deep within you, and you need this strength right now. Feel free to utilize this. Don't try to be like big and tough and say, well, I can take it, I can carry everybody. Well, I'm sure you can, but for how long and at what expense? Okay, so that is very clear. Definitely very clear. There's a title for this video in there somewhere. I'm going to have to come up with that. But let's get some cards to clarify what exactly is happening here. We've got, let's see, we've got the Two of Wands, which is saying you're ready to make some moves and make some decisions, but you don't quite know yet where you're going to go. You've had some success and some victory in some of the things you've been working on, but again, you're not quite seeing that long range plan yet. So you're like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, when you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, you certainly don't make a large financial commitment or decision, and you don't pick up a whole bunch of burdens and responsibilities. So when your long range plan isn't quite firm yet, let's just not do anything. And if you needed any more convincing, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is like a balancing act. It's getting on your feet, possibly financially, or your home life, or your work life, whatever it is. You're kind of like reassessing and kind of rebalancing, realigning, almost like you're starting over a little bit. So obviously, if you're in the position where you're just kind of starting over, or you're learning to balance some different things, making a large financial commitment is a terrible idea, and also taking on a whole bunch of burdens is a terrible idea. So I guess we know the title for this one is going to be, do not take on these extra burdens. Do not make a financial decision right now. You don't want to take any of that stuff into 2019 with you. If you already have this stuff, then you will be learning to balance it. You'll be learning to figure out where it fits in your life and how you can handle it. But if you don't already have it, don't pick it up, because you don't need it. It's not going to do a thing for you. Let's see what else we can find out from clarifying a few of these ideas and a few of these cards for our Geminis. Sun, Moon, or Rising, December 15th through the 31st, 2018. Just a couple more cards. See if we can get a good idea what's going on here. Just get a couple more cards, lead us in the right direction. I think we have a pretty strong knowledge of what's happening. Well, we have the Tower, which says to me something, I think this has happened in your recent past, which is why you're feeling a little unsteady and a little shaky and kind of like you're starting over. The Tower is always a life change. It's a change in circumstances, a change in status, change in financial standing. It's always something. It may be a change that you knew was coming, but you really weren't interested in dealing with just yet. So that change makes perfect sense, especially when you have this Two of Wands kind of reestablishing yourself, and this Two of Pentacles, finding balance, juggling who you are with your financial life and your commitments. So this Tower moment, I believe, has already passed. I don't think it's coming for you. I think it's already happened. But that's why you're in that state of like kind of starting over. And you may impatiently want to pick up a bunch of burdens, or like run out and buy a house, or maybe change jobs or something like that. But definitely employ that Strength card and keep everything really simple toward the end of the year, and refuse all those kinds of things. It does look like here you have the King of Cups, so emotionally you're pretty stable. You've been able to come back from whatever this Tower moment was. That's why I definitely say this was in the past, because you have the King of Cups. And if you were in the middle of a Tower moment, you would not be feeling emotionally fulfilled and stable. So use this emotional fulfillment and stability. Oh, that's connected. Use this emotional fulfillment and stability to help meter out all the decisions that you're making right now. And I think you will be all set. And like I said, I would not pick up any burdens or new responsibilities, or make any serious financial decisions before the end of 2018. Have a great day, Gemini.